Hey fellas, this is Josh 8 Loop. I wanted to go ahead and document what I found in my fuel filter. I have a Mercedes 2005 E320 CDI Mercedes, and recently I replaced a fuel filter, which obviously is under the engine cover here. And some of the guys had asked me on the forum what I found on the inside of the fuel filter. Well, at that time I hadn't gotten a chance to open up the fuel filter. Well, since then I have, and I wanted to just go ahead and show you guys what I found. Of course, this is the old filter here. You can see some of the numbers there, and of course there is the top of the fuel filter. It sits in the car about like this, directly under the engine cover approximately. There is a water sensor that goes here, and you have your fuel inlet and outlet here. There is a plastic retainer clip here that stabilizes these tubing nipples and keeps them from breaking off. I guess that was a revision, from what I understand, of the filters from Mercedes over the years, the filter design. So anyway, here's the filter itself, and what I did is I just used a hacksaw, went ahead and opened it up, and let's see if I can get this thing open without too much trouble. Okay, it looks like here is what the inside looks like. You can see there's a couple ports here, and the way this works is your dirty fuel comes in here, and it comes through this port, goes into the top of the fuel filter, and it dumps it into this little area, this perimeter, this area here, and the dirty fuel spills outside this area. Now this is your fuel filter that's inside the filter itself, and as you can see, it's pretty dark black. There's some splotchiness on it, some different contaminants that I really can't identify. I know this filter had been in here for probably about 50,000 miles, so about double the lifetime that it should have ever been subjected to. Of course, that was at the hands of the previous owner, so I was glad to get a new filter installed inside of it. Now, this type of filter actually does have I guess a permeable membrane, or a non-water permeable membrane that's inside here, and it actually extends down the filter, as you can see right here. And what that does not allow the water to come back through the center and out right here where the clean fuel goes out. So the way this works is dirty fuel comes through this port here, goes here, and it actually comes down the fuel filter, and when this is inserted inside the fuel filter like this, it's sealed here, and let's see, it's sealed here, and this lip actually fits directly inside here, and that actually seals this from this, and the seal between those two is this point here. And so your dirty fuel actually flows down the outside of the filter in through the pleats, and then the clean fuel exits this area here. And of course, the water, if it's heavy, will separate and fall down to the bottom of the fuel filter, and then the clean fuel will then go through here. And of course, we got that membrane here, which assists in water separation as well. And then once the clean fuel goes through the center, it exits right here, and your water sensor actually goes all the way straight to the bottom of the filter, and those sensors are down in the bottom, so that any moisture it picks up, it can sense that signal electronically, and it knows to alert the driver that it's time to change that fuel filter. So basically, that's the construction of the fuel filter. Dirty fuel flows in here, goes to the outside of the fuel filter, in through the pleats, exits in this area. Water drops to the bottom where it's picked up by the sensor if it gets to a certain level. Clean fuel then goes through the center tube and exits here, and that provides your high pressure fuel pump with nice clean water-free, hopefully, diesel fuel. And from what I gather, supposedly Mercedes designed their fuel filters to provide fairly optimal protection, and supposedly they'll filter down to the 2 to 5 micron range. So, and I'm hoping it'll be closer to the 2 micron, but from research I did shows about 2 to 5 microns. So, anyway, thought I'd go ahead and document what the cutaway of the Mercedes E320 fuel filter, diesel fuel filter looks like on the inside, and maybe it'll answer some questions. Thanks, guys. Bye.